Yeah, right, shalom. Okay, we are the Hebrew Israelites. Come out every week to prophesy the downfall of this kingdom. Okay, first let's give all praise unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, that's the God of Israel, that's who the name we're coming out in. Okay, we actually give honors to all the brothers out there doing the works. Double honors onto the elders, GMS. We're just going to get straight into the scripture. Give me that in Luke 10.
Luke 10 and 18. And he said unto them, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven.
Right, the Lord said, this is talking about Jesus Christ, right? This is bread. And he said he beheld Satan falling as lightning from heaven, right? Okay? Now that heaven is talking about ain't talking about the spiritual realm, right? Okay? Because first and foremost, you can't fall from the spiritual realm. Satan ain't gonna fall from the spiritual realm. Okay, someone give me Job the 2nd chapter, man. Satan goes to and fro in the earth from between the spiritual realm to the earth, man. Doing his job, playing the part of Satan. That's the spiritual demon, Satan. When he asked him, where hast thou been? Right.
Job chapter 2 verse 3. And the Lord said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job?
Fuck you, man, prick.
It says, and the Lord said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth?
Right, that's the Lord there is talking about the heavenly Father. Okay.
A perfect and an upright man, one that feareth the Most High, and escheweth evil, and still he holdeth fast his integrity, although thou movest me against him to destroy him without cause.
We come to the point, yeah. I think you're going past the point. I went past it. Start with 2. Okay.
Right. Job 2 and 2. Yeah. And the Lord said unto Satan, from whence comest thou?
Yeah,
and Satan.
Yeah, that's the point. Yeah.
And Satan answered the Lord and said, from going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it.
From going to and fro in the earth and from walking up and down. So that beats that madness talking about how Satan is Lucifer and the Lord cast him down from heaven and all this madness and clipped his wings and all this madness, man, okay? The spiritual demon Satan, he goes to and fro through the earth, man. Okay, because he's got a job to do, him and his demons. Just like the angels on the right-hand side do the same thing. Now, when you go back to Luke, the 10th chapter, that Satan there ain't talking about the spiritual demon Satan. That's talking about the so-called white man, okay, who's the adversary, the physical counterpart. Okay, because you got a spiritual devil, you got a spiritual Satan, but then you got a man that plays his part on the planet Earth in the flesh. Okay, and it actually tells you that when you look up the word Diablos, man. Okay.
Go for it. John 6 and 17. Jesus answered them, have not I chosen you 12, and one of you is a devil?
That's right, one of you, because Judas Iscariot was a devil. He was playing the part of the devil. Okay? So why are people getting all messed up in the mind when we say that the white man ain't nothing but the devil, man? You get messed up in the mind. Ain't nothing to get messed up about. Okay?
Isaiah 14 verse 14. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds.
Yeah, this is talking about the elites, man, of the so-called white men, the Amalekites, man. The Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the elite banking families, man. Okay, they want to basically exalt themselves up onto godhood, man. That's why they got the little, well, they're so carnal, they want to put microchips and technological enhancements within themselves to make themselves live forever, man. So they're totally carnal, man. Okay, that's that transhumanism. Go on.
It says, I will be like the Most High.
Yep. Yeah, they want to try and control everything. Yeah, that's why they go under the all-seeing eye. Okay, they got the CCTV, their Wi-Fi, their Bluetooth, everywhere trying to track and trace you, trying to control what you eat, what you don't eat. Right, they're trying to be the most high power on the earth. Okay, go on.
It says, yet thou shalt be brought down to hell to the sides of the pit.
Thou shalt be brought down to hell to the side. What's that talking about? These elites, you see into Psalms 147, they're going to be brought down into slavery. They're going to be brought down low. All these elites driving up and down central London in their Bentleys and their Rolls Royces. But
tell them to put the signs up.
Okay. Yeah. But guess what? So I lost my train of thought. Yeah,
So,
right now they're at the top of the world drinking glasses of King Louis. You know, got a pick of whatever women and men, because we know they're not really but a bunch of faggots, man. Little boys. Basically they do what they want on the earth, man. They got a penthouse in New York, you know, beachfront property in LA, Florida, Paris, London, okay, Frankfurt, you know, Japan, because you got all kind of Edomites in China, okay, Singapore, so they're living good right now, but guess what, man, their kingdom is going down, okay, when the Lord returns, the Lord's going to put all y'all in slavery, man, you know.
They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee.
Right. Yeah, that's talking about us and even these other nations, man. They're going to be looking at these devils, because right now these devils are proud, man. They got the film coming out called Man of Steel, man. Yeah? Where you got this Edomite up there with some wide-ass chest, with an S on his chest, you know? So they got the whole world gassed up thinking that they're on some level, man. But guess what? They're going to be broken down, man. These devils are going to get beat, and they're going to get broken down, man. And they're going to look like them devils look like when they came out of them so-called concentration camps. They're going to look all messed up. They're going to look worse than that, because guess what? We're going to be scarring them up. Okay? They're going to have whip marks on their back. They're going to have eyes missing, teeth missing, limbs missing. We're going to already do a number on you Edomites. You ain't going to have that proud look, man. Okay? You ain't gonna have none of the cosmetics, the razor, the Mac 3, okay? That you got Jake selling. You got Roger Federer and Henri and Tiger selling your damn Mac 3, which is a violation. Okay, go on.
And consider thee, saying, is this the man?
Is this the man? That proves that Lucifer is a man. Lucifer, the word Lucifer from the Latin Lucifere, meaning light bearer, man. That's talking about the elites, the Illuminati, man. So you got all these clowns out there. They think they know something about the Illuminati, man. Everyone knows something about the Illuminati, man. They see you with your shield. Now, sometimes I might be working and my shield comes out. Oh, that's an Illuminati. First of all, man, just because you watch one video on YouTube don't make you an expert on the Illuminati, okay? You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of these, especially these damn scarabs, man. They think they know something about the Illuminati. They don't know nothing about it. You know, they don't know nothing about the Illuminati, man. The Illuminati is the elites of Esau, man. They're the ones holding the ancient knowledge right now. Right? That's why they're also known as Babylonians. They're nothing but an elite group of witches, man. Witches or warlocks, man. You got people thinking that voodoo and all that, that's just the hate. Oh, voodoo, that's something black people do. These damn devils do the most witchcraft, man. Hey, brother, get the camera on that owl over there in the top, man. You think that's an accident? And they got them owls there? And like this brother been saying, we be seeing the owls a lot lately, man. Now, is an owl a wicked creature? No. But we know that the people that run top man in these places are really witches and warlocks, man. And that's how they make their money, man. Okay? Go on up.
Right, it says, is this the man that made the earth to tremble?
Made the earth to tremble, man. Because why? NATO, man. NATO, they got the military power, man. You see what they did in Yugoslavia? You see what they... man. You see what they did in Yugoslavia, man, when they brought down them missiles, man. You see what they did to Iraq? What was it called? Shock and awe? So they had the whole world trembling, man, because of them. Yeah? But they're going to be broken down, man, because really, the whole world should be trembling because of Yahweh Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, man. The whole world's going to learn. That's why the scripture says, surely he's a God that hideth himself, man. Because the Most High is the most powerful, man. You get forget about nuclear weapons, man. One angel will take this whole place out. You got angels called Mayaka Allah, man, who is like power. But right now, you people are scared of the white man because he's got the big guns, in it. He's going around the world like he's some Samaritan, like he's some Father Christmas, when really what he's all about is the gun, the SA-80 and the M16 and the intercontinental ballistic missiles. That's how he rules the world, through the sword. Because he ain't on no physical level to deal with nobody, man. These devils are gone soft, man. I mean, yeah, you got back in the Rome times, the Most High raised them up, but even then, it was mostly Jakes and Hamites and that were in the Roman army, man. Because you had Gauls and all them kind of men which they conquered, they put them into the army. You had them in the auxiliary. The Roman army had an auxiliary that would be at the front line. They would send the auxiliary out to fight, man. Who do you think was in them auxiliaries, man? There was a bunch of Jakes. Like Iberians, like this brother knows about the Iberians, man. The Iberians were living on the island of Malta. They were all up the Iberian Peninsula, man. That's why when Paul went to Malta, or what's it called in the scriptures again? It was Melita was Malta, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you look it up in the blue letter, in the Bible it says Melita, but when you look up in the blue letter, actually it's Malta. But and then you had them barbarians there. Them barbarians were Iberians, which is another word for Iberian is Hebrews. So Roman conquered all them areas, and they would get those men and put them in their army, man. Some of them would become citizens. You understand?
I'd say something as well.
Yep.
By the 2nd century BC, half the Roman army was foreigners. It wasn't even Edomites, half the Roman army was Edomites.
Yeah, Jakes. Jakes and
You've got another
Hamites
one, take the umbrella off.
Other different heathens in there too, like Syrians, which a lot of them Syrians were Jakes too. Okay? But you can see, as you can see walking up and down the street, most of these Edomites, they're not on no level for no physical warfare, man. All they got is missiles. Okay?
Genesis chapter 27, verse 39. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth.
Yeah, that's Esau. Esau was at one time was going to possess the earth, the goodly parts of the earth, and that's how it is now. Like we was going into the Rothschilds, right? They own half the world's assets, man. It is estimated that the one banking family, the Rothschilds, own half the world's assets, man. The fatness of the earth, the land. That's why none of you people out here have got what's known as allodial rights to your land, man. You think you buy a piece of land, but you ain't got the allodial title to that land. The government has the allodial title to that land. That's why you have to pay land tax. Because you don't actually own that land, you're renting that land. But who owns the government? The international bankers, the Rothschilds. Okay, go on.
And of the dew of heaven from above.
Yep.
And by thy sword shalt thou live.
Yeah, that's how these devils live, by the sword, man. But they look at the black man and they say we're violent. They say we're criminals, man. That's what they say. Oh, they look at the Hispanic man. Oh, look at them. They're gangbangers. They're violent. They're criminals. We're not the kings of the gun. We don't go to other people's countries and shoot it up. What happened to the Tainos on the island of Puerto Rico? It was 8 million of them. It was estimated 8 million Tainos on the island of Puerto Rico, man. Within what was it, 5 years, they were all dead. They had to bring Tainos from the other islands to repopulate Puerto Rico, man. Okay?
Psalm 73 verse 6. Therefore, pride compasseth them about as a chain.
Yeah, because they got that military power, they could go around the world kidnapping people, putting them in black sites, torturing them, dropping bombs on weddings, and then when something happens to one of them, then they lose their minds. Then they lose their minds. They're walking around thinking they're some good, upright people, helping the world, feeding the nations. Nothing but a bunch of devils, man. That's what pride compasses them, man, because they can play that role. Because if you say anything to them, they'll have you whacked. They'll destroy your country if you stand up to them. So you have to go along with that madness. But you know what, man? That's changing now. Because even these devils know that they're the devil now. these truthers, even they know that they're the devil. Right? Oh.
Okay. It says, violence covereth them as a garment.
Violence covereth them as a garment, man. That's why they have a military, and they keep building their militaries. They're a military people. They're people, they love bloodshed, man. You go watch those, that's spiritual, because I was actually watching a thing last night. Basically, was it last night or this morning, man? I get confused, I work night shift, man, so. But basically, it was US military soldiers saying all the different atrocities that they saw and committed in Iraq, man. How they were raping the women in the prison camps. They would run up into people's houses, rape the teenage daughter, shoot the grandma, gun butt the grandma in the head, shoot the children up. Hey, that's what this devil's all about. Everywhere he goes, that's what he's done. Just the other day, they ended up paying them damn Hamites 20 million in compensation for torturing and killing. How many millions was it, man? 60. Man, I'm trying to remember the exact number. It was something crazy, man. During British colonial times in Kenya, they killed millions, man. They killed millions, man, but they want everyone to forget about that. But then Jake in Brixton, he got beef with a man and bust a shot and bust him in the belly, and all of a sudden we're a violent people. You know? Because 10 people get killed in Brixton every year or something like that. 10. You know what I'm saying? When Esau drop a bomb in Pakistan and kill 60, 70 people, man, woman, and child. But he's not violent though. But Jake busts a shot in a club and Jake is violent. That kind of shit makes you mad, man. But that's all right, man. Because everything's going to get put in order, man. Real soon. Right?
It says, their eyes stand out with fatness.
Yeah, that's going into the elites, but also these damn devils. Well, not now. Not now. And that's a beautiful thing. The majority of you devils are in pain now. You trying to commit suicide. Hold on, let's double. I believe you had a situation in France where a bunch of devils, either they were gonna, and we know they're devils because Jake don't do that. We know they were Edomites because Jake don't be committing suicide like that. Basically, either they were gonna lose their jobs or they had to transfer from one part of the city to another, and damn near 10 or 15 of them committed suicide, man. Yeah? They straight up killed themselves because they lost their jobs, man. So you devils ain't looking so good right now. You devils are coming out of university and working in Primark now. You ain't looking so good. Your prospects don't look so good right now. Because your kingdom is going down, man. So the time for your eyes standing out in fatness is really disappearing, man. There was a time when, yeah, what do they say? The world is your oyster. You could go anywhere. Now, Edomites are going on holiday and getting shot, getting their organs taken. Right? Because right now it ain't your time, man. Your time is up. Go on, bro.
It says, they have more than heart could wish. They are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression.
They speak wickedly concerning, all they do is oppress the world. Even Max Kaiser, which he's a cokehead, man. Hey, you can tell that dude's on some coke. But hey, I'm gonna give that rat this. Out of all the rats I've ever seen, that rat tells the truth. Max Kaiser tells the truth, and Alex Jones tries shutting him down. Because what did he say? You had one of these truther, patriot devils calling up, talking about how he actually sat there and wrote a fucking a piece, yeah. And he asked Alex Jones to read it, and he was like, yeah, America has fallen so far. They got warrantless tapping, endless wars, and he was reading out a long list of the shit, all the wickedness that's going on in America, right? He sat there and writ all this. Not Max Kaiser, one of them devils that called into Alex Jones' show, right? And what did Max Kaiser said? Max Kaiser said, you know what you just said sounds like something a black artist wrote, an African-American artist wrote back in the 60s, right? And you know what Max Kaiser said? He said, because oppression is new to you. The so-called black man's been oppressed the whole time. They've been saying this the whole time, okay? So guess what? Now these devils starting to get oppressed by their own people. Now they want to make a big deal out of it. Now they want to be a truther. Now they want to go protest. Now all of a sudden we're brothers and we need to come together to fight against the New World Order. But when they were living good, when they were up in the middle class and Jake was down in the ghetto, they didn't give a damn. There weren't no protesting then. They didn't want to come up against the elites then. They didn't want to come up against the Rothschilds then, because they were getting a nice piece of the pie, man. But let me get a scripture real quick before I forget. Read this, what you got.
Numbers 24 and 20. And when he looked on Amalek, he took up his parable and said, Amalek was the first of the nations, but his latter end shall be that he perish forever.
Amalek, man. That's them guys calling themselves Jews, which they're not Jews, okay? They're the tribe of Amalek according to the Bible, man. And they're going into slavery, man. That's Sarah Michelle Gellar, Zach
Pull the thing with your foot, innit? Pull it with your foot.
Yeah. Mark Zuckerberg, he's another sucker. Bill Gates is probably a damn Amalekite. He looks like one. Yeah. Henry Kissinger, I believe he's one of them damn devils. Okay. Now let me get this scripture real quick. For all you devils that seem that you think you're gonna get away with something, just because you lost your job and you're down and out, you think you're gonna come up against your elites, take your elites down and have some kind of new beginning. No. Let me show you what's gonna happen to you. Let me get wisdom of Solomon. Just hold what you got. I'll get this. Let's get wisdom of Solomon, man. Right. Now, this is Wisdom of Solomon, the 18th chapter, right? Going into more detail onto what happened in Egypt, man. And you should read this, because that's what's going to happen here, man. Great fear, great terribleness came down on them Egyptians, man. Some of them died from heart attacks, man, through fear, man. Because basically Egypt became a horror movie, man. You had demons and all kind of death angels moving through Egypt, man, and apparitions, man. It tells you that here. This is Wisdom of Solomon 17 and 3. For while they supposed to lie hid in their secret sins, right? Like all this pedophilia that's coming out, man. Like Jimmy Savile, who was protected by MI6, along with the rest of these pedophiles. All your politicians are pedophiles, man. That's a high level of witchcraft, man. And now that guy from Carnation Street has come out that he's a damn pedophile as well. So it's all coming out. That's all your secret sins, man. You devils like to deal with little children, man. Right? That whole information of Jimmy Savile was out a long time ago. Because me and the brother brought that out, and then 2-3 years later, that's when it came out. Okay? Alright?
Would you like to talk to me about that?
No,
not really. Alright, let's get verse 4.
It's a work.
Verse 3 says, for while they supposed to lie hid in their secret sins, they were scattered under a dark veil of forgetfulness being horribly astonished and troubled with strange apparitions, man. Okay? Strange apparition, what's that? Demons, man. Like Ghostbusters, that's where they got that Ghostbusters from, man. And that's gonna happen again, man. You're gonna get demons manifesting themselves in this place, man. Strange apparitions, man. Right? Hold on. For neither might the corner that held them keep them from fear, but noises as of waters falling down sounded about them, and sad visions appeared unto them with heavy countenances, man. What's that? Ghosts, man. You know, you get them ghosts with them faces like they're like a scream mask, man. Right? That's a haunting. And London's gonna be haunted, man. Death! That's what's gonna come to this place, man. No power of fire might give them light. So when that night of darkness came, not even light, not even fire could create light. And I know something about that, man. When you get because when I was back on the islands, when the volcano would explode, right, you get something we call blackout, man, where the ash cloud would actually blot out the sun. And it used to get so dark, right, that if you used a flashlight, you still couldn't see in front of you, man. Now what the Lord did was even worse than that. The Lord brought great darkness upon Egypt, man. And that's what London's going to be like, man, when all the electricity gets cut. Great darkness, man. And you people are going to be scared in the dark, man. In fact, you ain't even going to want to put the light on because you ain't going to want no one to see you. And all you're going to be hearing is gunshots, dogs howling and barking, women wailing, people dying in the streets crying like little girls. And that's some terrible shit. That's some terrible shit, man. You're going to be hearing people getting slaughtered, man. And you're going to pray that they don't find where you're hiding, man. Just like in Hotel Rwanda, man. You're going to hear women out here wailing, man. Ain't nothing worse than a woman wailing, man. Getting chopped with a machete, man. Right? Neither could the bright flames of the stars endure to lighten that horrible night. So the moon and the stars, that was all darkness still. Most I could do that. Only there obeyed unto them a fire kindled of itself, very dreadful. Yeah, angels. That's the death angels, man. Very dreadful. Being much terrified, they thought the things which they saw to be worse than the sight that they saw not. Okay? And that's how them angels are going to come down there. Very dreadful, very terrible, man. Okay, but let me get to the point, going into you patriots and you truthers, you down and out devils, man. Now that your kingdom's going down and your standard of living is dropping lower than a Ugandan. Here it is. America's dropped so far down, they've gone down below certain third world countries, man. That's a damn shame. Yeah, let me get this real quick. Now, skipping, it says, verse 9, for the righteous children of good men did sacrifice secretly. That's talking about the Israelites, man. We're the righteous children of good men. Those good men were Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, man. Okay, here it is. The Lord actually called Abraham his friend, man. And the Lord passed on that blessing to Isaac, man. And then from Isaac, that blessing passed on to Jacob, man, who wrestled with an angel and survived, man. That's how you know the Most High would. Ain't no heathen go wrestle with no angel. If the Most High send an angel to a heathen and the angel touches his ass, he's going to die, man. Straight up. And with one consent made a holy law that the saints, which are the Israelites, should be alike partakers of the same good and evil. Fathers now singing out the songs of praise. But on the other side, who's on the other side? The heathens. The heathens are on the other side. You ain't a part of us, man. You ain't allowed in the congregation of the holy men. You in the outer, yeah, that's right. Give me that quickly in Revelation 11 chapter, man. You in the outer court. You on the other side, man. I don't care if you're standing next to me. You on the other side, man.
Profane.
Sorry, bro?
Profane.
Revelation.
Revelation 11 verse 2. But the court which is without the temple leave out.
Yeah, that's these other nations, man. Beginning with these so-called white people, man. They're done. They're Edomites, man. The so-called Europeans, man. They're done. You're not part of this, man. You're on the other side, man. You're trying to come on our side. Oh, no, we gotta stop all this racism now. We gotta come together. The New World Order, they want to divide us, man. To hell with all that, man. You weren't saying that when you were living good and we was catching hell in the ghettos. Like, we still are catching hell. The economic depression has hit blacks and Hispanics worse than anyone else. Damn devils.
It says, but the court which is without the temple leave out, and measure it not, for it is given unto the Gentiles.
Yeah, that's you damn heathens, man. You're separate, man. That's what, by the way, that's what the word holy means, man. You Christians need to learn what, here it is. You calling yourself Christians, man. You saying you're the holy people, but you want to include everyone. The word holy means to be separate, man. A holy day is a separated day unto the Most High. A holy people is a separated people unto the Most High. You can't include everyone, otherwise you're not separate. That defeats the purpose and the definition.
And the holy city shall they tread underfoot 42 months.
Yeah, these devils, that's a spiritual time. These devils, they tread the nation of Israel under their foot, man. And they think they ain't gonna get no comebacks. That's why you don't ever see them make no film. Here it is, the so-called gutter rat, the so-called Jew runs Hollywood, right? A lot of them writers, they're so-called Jews, right? And I ain't never seen a film that deals with the future and the nation of Israel is ruling. Here it is, all this fantasy, all these crazy movies they'll make with aliens ruling and all this. But they never once put in a film that the Israelites will be ruling in the future. They don't even mention Israel. It's like we've been the nation of Israel, the people have been X'd out of history, man. Like, they're not even got a future. That's how they go on. Madness, right? That proves they're not Israelites. Hey, if I was running this place, all them movies we'll have will be Israelites running the shit in the future. I'll be letting these heathens know. These heathens will know. Now they do it about us, but in a sly way. They don't come out straight and say, oh, that was in the Bible, as it was prophesied in the Bible. It has come to pass. They don't ever make a movie about Jesus Christ coming back. It's always aliens. Interdimensional demonic creatures. Hell, even Satan. That man will make a film about Satan coming back. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you got countless films about Satan coming back. Countless end of days. Satan be down here all the time in the movies, man.
Devil's advocate.
Hey, man, you could go on forever, man. That shows that they're the devil, because that's who they glorify. Yeah. In their movies, they glorify the devil. They make the devil look bad, like he's some badass. No, the Most High is the badass, man. Right. The Most High tear shit up out here, man. They try to make the devil make you look like if you're a holy person, you're all weak and feeble. But the devil men are all raw and muscle bound and all rough, and they got the power. That's BS, man.
Right. Psalm 2 and you said they don't want to plot Israel out. Psalm 2 and 2. The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us.
That's right, because they know that really we're supposed to rule over them. Their elites know that we're the royal people, man. We're supposed to be ruling over these heathens, man. They're filthy, man. And they don't know how to act. And they ain't right, man. Right. Let me continue here. It says that the saints should be alike partakers of the same good and evil. The Father's now singing out the songs of praise. But on the other side, they're sounding an ill-according cry of the enemies. Yeah, they were bawling. They were, imagine all the mothers of Egypt, man. All the mothers of Egypt crying, man. That's not one woman. Hundreds of thousands of women crying, sisters crying. The Most High weakened that nation, man. Left nothing but a bunch of women. you know a lot of them women left from Israel, man. And there ain't nothing wrong with that. Yeah? A lot of them women, they were digging on Jacob, man.
Yeah, we won the war, innit?
That's it. But they see Egypt was finished, man.
Where is it? Yo, mate, look for your eyes, bro.
And a lamentable noise was carried abroad for the children that were bewailed. Now, get this, man. This is the key scripture for all you so-called white people who think that because the Rothschilds have turned you into slaves, 14th Amendment slaves, tax slaves, that you're going to make it now with us. The master and the servant. Now, who's the master and the servant? The master represents the banking elites. They're the masters of this society. Who's the servants? You average Europeans that are walking here. The word peon means unskilled worker. Because you guys are unskilled in the art of rulership. You didn't go to the same private schools that David Cameron went to so we can learn the skill of how to have a ruling class mentality. You just know how to use a computer. That's really not a skill, okay? Your peons, using a computer is not really a skill no more. A 3-year-old, yeah? You give a 3-year-old an iPad. Listen, man, my 2-year-old daughter can use a fucking iPad, man. You just give it to her. She'll find I'm amazed. I don't know. Hey, everyone.
My nephew does the same thing.
iPhones, these kids nowadays, they don't know how to read. When you give them an iPhone, they know where their games are. That shows you how simple the fucking. Hey, it's the truth. So just because you can use a laptop, don't mean you're skilled. You are still a peon, man, because that's why you're not getting paid. To be an IE guy now, it's no money in that no more. Ain't no money. Used to be you could get 150 grand doing networking. Now, everyone knows how to do a network. Yeah, it's deaf. Everyone knows how to do a network, man. You got Cisco, back in the day, you got Cisco, you balling, man. Now, everyone's got Cisco. That's not really a skill no more, man. That's a basic necessity, man. Okay, so all you Europeans out there, with your national insurance number, and those of you in America, your social security, no matter where you are in Europe, you got your social security number, you're a slave, you're a peon, you're a servant to the international bankers, man. That's why they call you the unwashed masses, they call you the bewildered herd, because you're nothing but a bunch of servants, man. Just like in Egypt, you had Pharaoh and the noble families. And then you had the average Egyptian. The average Egyptian was a servant to who? Their king, their Pharaoh. Just as Israel was servants. But because they were Egyptians, they get benefits. Let's go back to ancient Rome. The same thing in ancient Rome. In Rome, you had straight up slaves, right? When they conquered nations, they made people straight up slaves. You had a 2-class system. You had the patricians, which was made up of the noble. I'm glad you find it funny, man. Okay? I'm glad you find it funny, man. I'm glad you're entertained.
He's not black, he's a Jew.
What does that mean? What you just said was asinine. You said he's not black, he's a Jew. What is a Jew, sir?
No, from the tribe of Judah.
From the tribe of Judah. What color was the tribe of Judah? What color, according to the record of the Jews, what color were they?
Where does it say that he's black?
Okay, let's read it.
I've got Jeremiah 14.
Let's get it.
Jeremiah. Should I go to the Lord or Jeremiah 14?
Just get 14 and 2.
Jeremiah 14 verse 2. Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. They are black unto the
The
ground.
Bible describes the Jews as being black onto the ground, man. You don't understand English now.
Black onto the ground.
Yeah, they're black onto the ground. They're dark-skinned people.
Yeah.
What color were the ancient
what
Egyptians?
Reference is that?
Huh?
What reference is it?
This is Jeremiah 14 and 2. And the Hebrew word there is qadah, which means dark skin. What color were the ancient Egyptians?
Brown.
They were what?
Brown.
Yeah, they were black. Black people are brown. I'm black. I'm brown. Yeah. How did Moses pass for an Egyptian? Was he painted? Did he paint? Did he get painted every day?
So, what about the Jews that
I'm
are
asking.
living now?
They're Caucasians, man. They're Khazarians. If you read the history,
So,
they're not Jews. They follow the religion of Judaism.
yeah, well, what about the whole of Israel?
They're not Israelites, man.
They're not Israel.
No, they're not. They're Ashkenazis, man. When you go into the history, let's deal with history
What
now.
about Israel?
The tribe of Ephraim are the so-called Puerto Ricans, man. But you're jumping
They're
around.
Puerto Rican.
Yeah, the Puerto Ricans are the tribe of Ephraim, man. The people that were on the other side of the world were Israelites, man. But let's deal with the Jews. Are you familiar with the Khazarian Empire? You're not familiar with the Khazarian Empire. During the Middle Ages in Georgia, you know the area of the world, Georgia, near the Caucasus. Yes, you had a Khazarian Empire to the west. You had the Byzantine Empire, right? And to the south, you had the
Tsars.
not the Tsars. The Tsars were to the north. I'm talking about the area of the Caspian Sea where Georgia is, southern Russia. Okay. Oh, he's actually got the book. Arthur Koestler, which he's one of them so-called Jews. He wrote a book called the 13 Tribe, in which he brought out all these history.
I've got something, a little clip,
Get that.
Right,
get
it
a piece out.
says, this is from the 13th tribe, right? It says, a few years later, probably AD 740,
Yep.
the king, his court,
Which
and
that king was named Kagan Bullen. Their kings were called Kagans.
right.
The Khazarian kings. Read on.
And it says, and the military ruling class embraced the Jewish faith.
They embraced the Jewish faith,
Well,
meaning they started so-called following the Torah, but they were not Jews. Read on.
And Judaism.
That's them so-called Jews that they call Jews today. They're nothing but a bunch of converts. They're not the real Jews. Read on.
Became the state religion of the Khazars.
Of the Khazars. Read on.
No doubt their contemporaries were as astonished by this decision as modern scholars.
That's right.
As modern scholars
So
were.
the modern scholars know that. They know that history, and then what happened is those people from the Khazarians, they were attacked by what was his name? Was it Genghis? The Huns and the Genghis Khan was coming from the east and drove them into Europe, and they settled in places like Poland. And that's how they were known as the Ashkenazi Jews. The real Jews in history were black. They were people of color. That's why Moses passed for an Egyptian. Because let's read it.
everyone has colour.
No, you don't have any color. Your skin is totally see-through. Read on.
But how to judge somebody by their colour?
Now you're changing the whole thing. You said how
But
Jesus.
no,
you said how can
you
Jesus
judge-
be black because the Jews are
Right.
black, and I just proved that the Jews wasn't black. Now you're saying
How
who
can
did I
you
judge?
prove it?
How did I judge?
Gets
Who,
needy, you know.
did I judge you, sir? I didn't judge anyone. I'm going by the historical documents. According to history,
What?
they converted to Judaism.
I
not
go
Jews.
by the Torah and the Tanakh.
Huh?
You know? I go by the Torah.
Oh, you go. Okay, let's read the Torah. Let's read it.
Well,
No,
what
let's read it.
version is that?
Exodus 2 and 16.
It says the same
Have
thing in the
you got
Hebrew, man.
the Hebrew scriptures?
I have the Hebrew scriptures at home, and it says the same thing. Okay. Don't try
Yeah,
it, man.
but,
Even in the
what is
Jewish
it,
public Bible, it says the same thing.
Translated
Listen,
from
stop
Greek
running.
into
Are you
Hebrew?
one of them? Are you one of them?
What?
Are you
What am I?
one of them? Are you one of them Israelis?
Only God knows what I am.
Okay, well, that's
Yeah.
all right, man.
I've got something.
And the priest of Midian had
That's
7
why you're
daughters.
ducking it. I noticed that you're trying to sliver. You're trying to sliver, man. See, if we never said what we said, you would have brought these. You would be on this, man. But because it's saying what it says and it condemns them, now you want to sliver around. Oh, what about the translation? Listen, man. This is what the same thing it says in Hebrew, man. If you go get the Jewish
translation.
I don't care what you say, man. If you get the Jewish publication of the English Bible, it says the same thing. So don't try it, man. Let's read.
And the priest of Midian had 7 daughters, and they came and drew water and filled the troughs to water their father's flock. And the shepherds came and drove them away, and Moses stood up and helped them and watered their flock. And when they came to Reuel, their father, he said, how is it that you have come so soon today? And they said, an Egyptian.
Right, they thought Moses was an Egyptian. Why? Because he looked like an Egyptian. Now, if he looked like the Milky Bar, huh?
He was raised as an Egyptian.
What did he look like? He looked like an Egyptian.
How do you know what he looks
Oh, what do you
like?
mean? Okay, let's get Exodus 1. Let's get Exodus 1, because he wants to play smart. He thinks he's smart. Let's deal with it. I want where it said Pharaoh told him to kill the firstborn, to kill the Israelite babies. Go on.
Exodus 1 and 15. And the king of Egypt spake to the Hebrew midwives, of which the name of the one was Shiphrah, and the name of the other Puah. And he said, when you do the office of the midwife to the Hebrew woman, see them upon the stool. If it be a son, you shall kill him.
If it be a son, so he gave a decree to kill all the newborn baby Israelites, right? That was a decree, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's read on.
But if it be a daughter, then she shall live.
Now let's go down to when Moses was born.
Exodus 2 and 1. And there went a man out of the house of Levi, and took to a wife, daughter of Levi.
So they were both Levites, so he wasn't mixed. Let's read on.
And the woman conceived and bare a son. And when she saw him that he was a goodly child, she hid him 3 months.
She hid him. Go on.
And when she could no longer hide him, she took of him an ark of bulrushes, and filled it with slime and pitch, and put the child therein. And she laid it in the flags by the river's brink. And his sister stood afar off, to wit what would be done to him. And the daughter of Pharaoh came down to wash herself at the river, and her maidens walked along by the river's side. And when she saw the ark among the flags, she sent her maid to fetch it. And when she had opened it, she saw the child, and behold, the babe wept.
Go on.
And she had compassion on him, and said, this is one of the Hebrew children.
Yep.
Then said his sister to Pharaoh's
Yeah,
daughter,
common sense, because they know Egyptians are going to throw their child down the river. Right? Read on.
shall I go and call to thee a nurse of the Hebrew woman, that she may nurse the child for thee?
Right.
And Pharaoh's daughter said to her, go. And the maid went and called the child's mother.
Yep.
Pharaoh's daughter said unto her, take this child away, and nurse it for me, and I will give thee thy wages. And the woman took the child and nursed it. And the child grew, and she brought him unto Pharaoh's daughter.
Now,
Actually, you might be right, because actually Jesus is not even the name. Did you know that?
but we know.
Did you know it?
Of course
So
I know.
why are you preaching it though?
Did you hear me say the word Jesus?
Yeah, you've got it written now.
I've got it written there because that's for you to understand. I know the name in the
I
Hebrew.
know what it means.
Oh, what does it mean?
What? Son of Zeus.
Huh?
Son of Zeus.
Okay, but what is his real name?
What?
It's son of that's not son of Zeus, but what is his real
it
name?
is,
What's his real name?
Yeshua.
Who told you that? Where's Yeshua? How is it
Yeshua is a variant of
There's no
Joshua,
you in the ancient Hebrew.
Which actually,
That's modern Hebrew. Modern Hebrew is different to ancient Hebrew, man. See, man, you ain't gonna come up here and look, man. Carry on reading. He's trying to say, now I'm right. Let's read. Now he said, oh, now he was going on like if Moses looked like the Milky Bar kid, if the Israelites looked like the Milky Bar kid, and Pharaoh wanted to kill all the little Milky Bar kids, how come he didn't notice the difference between him and that Milky Bar kid? How come he didn't hold on? This kid is white and I'm black. He's obviously not one of us. Right. Common sense, right? But you're gonna come up there and try and tell us.
But what? It could be from Ethiopia.
Who could be from Ethiopia?
Yeah.
Who?
What?
Who could be from Ethiopia?
The Jews. They're black.
So, first of all, most of the nations were black, and Noah was black. What you think Noah was white? What you think all the different dark nations on this earth came from a white?
God knows.
Yeah, I know you don't know because you guys. Basically, this is what it is, man.
How can you
We're here to tell the truth.
Who is?
Even though you don't want to tell the truth on your little BBC News night and all, the truth is that the true Israelites are people of color, man. Not that madness you put in that movie, The 10 Commandments with Charlton Heston. How come they didn't put the bit in the film where Moses put his hand in his bosom, he pulled it out and it was white?
Oh, get that. You might as well get that.
And it came back his color of the rest of his body. How come they didn't put that in the film?
4, innit? 4.
You
might as well read that account, bro.
Now we're bringing it out. You're trying to sliver, right?
Right.
You're trying to sliver
Let
away.
him read that account.
Let's get that account as well.
4,
People are snakes, man.
4.
Well, you know what? The truth is coming out now.
You shall not be
Oh yeah, judge now. You see,
You're the devil,
snake.
man. You're the devil, man.
You're the devil, man.
You're the devil that the Bible says.
Yeah, that's what happens, man. You can't deal with the truth, man.
That's
the
he
truth
got cut.
cutting.
You got cut. I've got a quick sight from the book.
Let him
Yeah,
read
get
that.
this out of the book, man. You see, man, that's why, man, this place is gonna be destroyed, man, because it's built on lies, man. And when the truth comes out, these people don't like it, man. They try to sliver around. Try to sliver. Of course. I'm not going to.
I'm trying to ask, like, what are you trying to say? What's your message?
Well,
Demons always ask the same fucking
I
question.
understand, because I hear this part.
basically, we was debating with him as to the true origin of the one who the world calls Jesus Christ. Okay, we teaching that the real Israelites of the Bible, right? Today they're known as the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. They're the lost tribes of the children of Israel. Okay, those people over there in the land of Israel, they're not the real Jews, man. They're usurpers, right? And they stole our identity. Okay, and we're teaching that this kingdom is shortly gonna fall, just like every other kingdom that's been in the past. The whole kingdom, NATO and America, is shortly gonna go down into perdition. Okay, thus saith the Lord. Okay, according to the Bible. Right?
I've got to say it from this book again.
Yeah, let's bring this information out.
I wanted to bring it for that demon.
Yeah, he's a demon.
Yeah.
That's what happens, man. Basically, he was probably one of them so-called Jews, man. And then he started getting cut out of the Bible, man.
Right. Check it anyway. It says, this is from the 13th tribe again, after Coastal. It says, this was written before the full...
show with the book. Show us know. This is the 13th tribe by a so-called Jew named Arthur Coastal, which he ended up getting killed for writing this book, because he brings out all the true history, proving that those people calling themselves Jews, they're not Jews, they're converts. Go on, read on. The real Jews were sold onto cargo slave ships from the coast of West Africa.
Right.
Read on.
It says, this was written before the full extent of the Holocaust was known, but that does not alter the fact that the large majority of surviving Jews in the world is of Eastern European and thus perhaps mainly of Khazar origin.
That's what we was trying to tell him. They're Khazarians.
Right. They're not the Jews.
They're not no Jews, man.
Right.
Right.
It says, if so, this would mean that the ancestors came not from the Jordan,
They didn't come from Israel, go on.
but from the Volga, not from Canaan, but from the Caucasus.
They're Caucasians, man. That's why they look like Caucasians.
Check it. It says once believed to be the cradle of the Aryan race,
Yep.
and that genetically they are more closely related to the Hun, Uyghur, and Mygar tribes than to the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
That's what we was trying to tell him.
Right.
Okay? And we're coming with historical facts. Okay? Now, where you visiting London? You from abroad? Where you from?
From Romania.
Romania. Well, you could be Israelites too. Do you know that our people ruled Europe for 1,000 years?
That's in Europe, man.
These are all icons, which you've probably seen these icons in churches in Romania. Dark icons, because the original people of Europe, they were dark-skinned people, man. So you could be descendants of those people, which those people were Israelites, man. Okay? So you could be Israelites just like us. Alright? There's Constantine the Great. That's an icon of Constantine, man. Okay? Now if they make a movie, you think they're gonna get a man that looks like that to play him? No, they'll get the Milky Bar kid. Because they don't want the truth to come out. That's what they did to Jesus Christ. This guy here, this is Caesar Borgia. Okay? He was the son of Pope Alexander II. And what? Sorry, not the second, the sixth. Yeah? Pope Alexander VI. Now what happened? This guy, it's the same guy. So what happened was, he bought his way to the papacy. He bought his way to be Pope. In fact, there's a program called The Borgias on TV. It's a good program. If you ever can't get a chance to see it, it shows you the history of the Borgias. They were basically a crime family. Now his son Caesar Borgia, who he was a cardinal, he was a cardinal as well. He had sex with his sister.
Killed his brother.
Sister, what was his sister? Lucretia Borgia. He had sex with his sister.
Killed his brother
and he
one.
killed his brother one. So this guy was a murderer. He was into incest, and he was a homosexual because he was sleeping with Michelangelo. Okay. Now what they did was they got Michelangelo to paint a portrait of him, and they sent it out to all the churches and said, "This is the new image of Jesus Christ." Okay. But prior to that, all the image of Jesus Christ was all of a dark-skinned man. Right? This is an image of Jesus Christ from the catacombs in Rome. Now the men that drew this actually knew Jesus. They knew him because what happened was Rome started persecuting the Christians shortly after the crucifixion and the resurrection of our Lord. So they had to go underground to practice Christianity. they had to cut their beards off because they had to blend in, and they would go underground in the catacombs underneath Rome to practice Christianity. And they painted paintings basically. And that's one of the paintings they painted, man. And that's the Lord with the disciples, all men of color. You understand?
You're saying that Jesus is not a Jew?
What I'm saying is the real Jews
Okay,
were people of color.
Revelation.
Let's get Revelation. In fact, let's get Songs of Solomon. This is in the Bible. This is Solomon speaking, right?
Songs of Solomon 1 and 5. I am black but comely.
Read it again. This is what Solomon said.
Loud.
Songs of Solomon 1 and 5. I am black but
Solomon,
comely.
the King Solomon, which is the great granddaddy of Jesus Christ, the son of David, he said, I am black. That's in the Bible.
From where are you quoting?
Huh?
From where you're quoting?
Why am I talking about color? Because there's been lies told. I stood here and I explained that.
What is Solomon from?
Solomon, he's not where he's from. He's a descendant. I told you he's the son of David.
Solomon is from Palestine, you know that.
So what? What's that got to do with
He's
anything?
an Ishmaelite.
Yeah, you don't know what he's talking
Listen,
about.
man, if you come to bring confusion, what does that mean? What does that mean?
So
What does that mean? What does that mean if he was from Palestine? Okay, hey brother, where was you born?
I was born in Saudi Arabia.
Does that mean he has to look like an Arab? Where you're born has nothing to do with what you
That's
look
where I
like.
was born though.
Okay, where was you born, bro? You were born in Ghana. Bro, yo, Che, where was you born? Was you born here?
Yeah, I was born
He was
here.
born in England. Does that mean he has to look like a white man? So his argument doesn't make no sense. He's an idiot. If he knew anything, Iraq used to be inhabited by the Ethiopians. See, he don't know no history, man. He's a clown.
Yeah.
Well, that matters because that helps to identify who the real people are. Because at the end of the day, the real people, we were hidden. We ain't got the sign with us today because another brother has to bring the sign. Normally we got the 12 tribe sign. But basically what's happened is over the last 500 years, they've lied and hidden the identity of our people. See, we're not Africans, we're not African Americans, and that's all lies that were put upon us, man. Our true heritage goes back to the people of the Lord, okay? That's why we got to bring out the truth. The truth always matters. Because if it didn't matter, why did they change it? Why did they lie? The truth always matters. No matter how small it is, it always matters.
John 17 verse 17.
Beautiful.
Sanctify them through thy truth. Thy word is truth.
So we got to tell the truth. Some people don't like it. Hey, that's their problem. They get offended. Hey, that's their problem, man. You shouldn't have told a lie in the first place. Go back to Songs of Solomon. Now, they don't ever bring this out in the churches.
Songs of Solomon 1 and 5. I am black but comely.
But good looking. It's really that word but should be and. Go on.
O ye daughters of Jerusalem,
Go on.
as the tents of Kedar, as the curtains of Solomon.
He's talking about him.
Look not
He's
upon
talking about himself. He said, I am black but comely. I'm black and good looking, basically.
If you study the Song of Solomon, that verse especially is speaking about the Sulamites.
The who?
The Sulamites. It's not about the girl, not a guy.
Nah, he's not. He's talking about himself. I'll prove it. Read on.
Look not upon me because I am
He
black.
said, look not upon me because I am black. Read on.
Because the sun have looked upon me. My mother's children were angry with me. They made me the keeper of the vineyard.
That's Solomon.
But my own vineyard.
That's Solomon. He was talking parabolically. He was a keeper of the vineyard. He was a keeper of the Lord's vineyard, which is Israel.
If you study the whole thing,
I have studied the whole thing.
me too.
I've studied the whole thing. This is Solomon speaking.
It's a story about Sulamite and the King Solomon.
Yeah, and this is him. He's
No,
telling.
this is Solomon.
This is him. He's speaking about himself. He said, he wrote it.
No. You can start saying, my mother was angry with me, but
Look.
before that, it starts. Which one is the one you did?
This. That wasn't talking of that one. He was talking about the Lord. If you read the Songs of Solomon, yeah, when he talked about kiss me and all that stuff, he was talking about the Lord. The Songs of Solomon is like a parable between the church and God, because the church is known as the wife of God. Right? Solomon was talking about himself. It wasn't nothing to do with no woman. He wasn't dealing with that. Okay? But we can prove it more. Get Revelations 1 and 13. It was Solomon. It was Solomon that said it, man. It wasn't no Shulamite, man.
Remember the letters were written. Like the scholars say,
Yeah, that's what
say
they're scared.
Solomon written two women. Say the verse.
It's a story
The Shulamite
about
woman didn't write it. No, but she
Yeah,
didn't
but
write
it wasn't talking about her.
No, but she didn't write it.
She didn't write it, man.
No, she didn't write.
It was Solomon speaking, man. The vineyard was talking about Israel. She didn't keep no vineyard, man. It was Solomon, man. Oh, hold on. Okay, 1 second.
Let's check the Hebrew.
We'll check the Hebrew. What's the Hebrew word for that word? Black.
It doesn't matter the black.
Oh, that don't matter, but everything else matters. But that don't matter.
Son looked on her.
4 and 8 and 5 and 10.
Like if you got right now I'm white, but if I sit in the sun because I am from
That's because you got black blood.
If I'm from and if I do, that's great. We all come from the same. That's a verse taken out of context.
Well, okay, let's see if this one. Give me the one that says they are black.
Sun's out now.
Visage.
Oh, that's gonna.
No, it's Lamentations.
Yeah, it's 4 and 8.
Look, man, they're Moabites. No, they're Moabites. They're going down.
Is that why the eagle?
They're going down because they're condemned.
Because if you're talking about Jesus in the New Testament and what Jesus is talking about, he said, I've come to give
Matthew
life.
14 and 20, 15 and 24. You got that Lamentations, Visage. Now, let's see. Let's read this. He gave to be a savior unto Israel. Read on.
Lamentation 4 verse 8.
4 and 8.
Their visage is blacker than a coal.
Was that talking about the Shulamite? Let's read that again. This is talking about the Jews. Read on.
Their visage.
Hold on. What's the word visage mean?
Yes, they are dark.
Okay, fair enough. So Solomon. Okay, good.
Okay, let's say that you guys are the chosen ones or whatever. Okay, so what about me? What do I do?
I just told you.
You told you're Israelite.
You're from Romania. You could be a descendant. I don't know.
So what if I'm not?
If you're not, then you're fucked. I can't help you. It's not my fault.
Talk to me then.
You asked me a question.
Why are you talking to other people if they're going to
Because
go
I just
anyway?
told you I don't know. I have to speak, innit?
You should go home and sip a Coke for a...
I don't drink Coke. That's poison, man.
Just relax.
You're trying to kill me.
Don't tell you to
Get ready to...
Are you trying to kill me?
Where are you going?
You want to kill me,
Where
yeah?
are you going?
You want me to drink Coca-Cola?
Like, you come here to preach a message to people. Some people are...
Nah, you said Jesus came for everyone, yeah, to save them. Let's read what Jesus said.
Matthew chapter 15 verse 24. But he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
How are you going to get around that?
Yeah, what about John 3:16?
Oh, let's get it then.
So,
Okay.
can I ask you, who is the lost sheep?
One question at a time, bro.
Who is the lost sheep?
The lost sheep, he just told you, man. What?
The lost sheep.
Come on, bro. Did you hear? The lost sheep. How many different ways, man? Okay, no, hold on. Let's read John 3:16. Let's read John 3:16. Calm down.
John chapter 3 verse 16. For God so loved the world.
Stop there. What's the word world there in the Greek? Because you know the languages, right? You said you study the Bible. What's in the Greek? You don't know. How many words in the Greek are there for the word world?
I don't know.
You're not equipped. There's 3 words. Okay? You got cosmos, oikomeni, and aeon. Okay? Aeon means an age. Like an age, a world, a time, period. Oikomeni, give me Luke 2 and 2. I'll show you an example, and you can go check this for yourself. Get a Strong's Concordance. Let's do it one thing at a time, please. I never said that. I said he came for Israel. I just said he came for the Israelites. No, I didn't say that. At no point did I say. First of all,
what do I do?
there's no such thing as black people, man.
Okay, let's say you are the chosen one. What do I do if I'm not? What do I do?
That's like saying, but listen to what you just said. If you've not been chosen, what can you do? Nothing. You've not been chosen.
So why are you...
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But I just
But
told you I don't know if you're chosen or not. I'm just telling you.
But that's 11.
Okay, we're gonna get Romans.
Okay.
You gotta do one thing at a time, ladies. I can't like, answer 5 questions. Yeah?
Luke chapter 2 verse 2. And this taxing was first made when Cyrenius was governor of Syria. And all...
Wait. Stop. and 1 actually. It's 1. Alright, this is Luke 2 and 1, and you find the word for world here is icomene. Let's read it.
And it came to pass in those days that there went out a decree from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be taxed.
All the world, now that means everyone. Okay? That's why they use the word icomene. That means the whole inhabited earth, everyone. Let's go to John 3:16 now. That's why, like you said, you have to go into the languages. Because English is it's a poor language.
John chapter 3 verse 16. For God so loved the world.
Now the word there is cosmos. Now the Greek word cosmos doesn't mean everyone. It means a particular group of people. That's what it means. It's just the word world. Get a dictionary, look up the word world. You're not going to find one definition in English. You're going to get many definitions. For instance, you can get what music do you like? What music do you prefer? You like any type of music? Look.
No, it's just
any music genre. Jazz. There's something called the jazz world. That's a cosmos. But that's a particular...
No one said that. I was holding it.
Right, you got the World Wrestling Federation. Okay? You understand where I'm coming from? So in John 3:16, he wasn't talking about everyone.
He didn't even put the film in yet.
Of course, those... One second, bro.
Can you refer your Bible to Revelation chapter 7 verse 9?
Oh, let's read it then. What does it go?
Revelation 7 and 9.
Yes, 7 and 9.
Revelation chapter 7.